Hi people, this video is part of my series where I showcase teams from MDE Teams Guide sheet, which you can find a link to in the description. The showcase will only be showing floors 11 to 15, since the guide already gives enough information on what you should do before that. Now let us get started. Today I will be showing the Bleed+Burn+Poise team from the sheet, and this guide was made by me. Now first of all, yes, triple status teams are possible. In MDE, if you didn't know about them, you would need at least one triple status ID and of course the matching double status IDs for it to be possible. Now because there are two triple status IDs, normally this would make the team more flexible, but unfortunately it doesn't. The reason for that is Peko düşmel. Now it is impossible to not use Peko düşmel for this, because there is no other Burn+Poise team, and yes, Thumb Rodion does not count as a Burn+Poise ID, she's only Burn Tremor. And since Sinky Stone is our only Burn+Poise ID, except the triple status IDs obviously, we have to use Peko düşmel. And what does that mean? Well, Peko düşmel, she absolutely sucks to run without the Peko Fusion gift, which fixes all of her issues. What are her issues? Well, she has a sanity mechanic, where if she kills an ally, she loses sanity. And this leads to her corroding every battle, in like after floor 3 or 4 or something. We don't want that. We don't want her to be a large liability, and that is why we have to have Picot Heathcliff and Picot Isan, because the Picot Fusion gift requires 3 Picot IDs to activate. Now you could have them in backup to activate the gift, but you need all of the backups to be sacrifices for Ryoshu, and we don't want to really take away from the sacrifices to use other Bleed+Poise IDs on field. And that is why we instead chose to use the Picot Heathcliff and Picot Isan IDs on field, even though they are not spectacular. I should also mention the loadout on why we have Peko düşmel at number 1 and not Ryoshu. The reason is simple. Now in this team, the number 1 position ID gets +4 additional coin power, +2 from Bloody Mist, which gives +2 more coin power to number 1 ID if the bleed gifts are activated, and for the Capo gift, which gives +2 coin power to number 1 ID if you have 4 Rats Resonance, which this thing can easily do. Now, why are we giving that to Ishmael and not Ryoshu? For 99% of the run, you will be using regular skill 3 of Ryoshu. Now, it deals good damage, very good damage. It will be, Ryoshu will be the best damage dealer of the team, but it is a 1 coin skill. If you add +4 to 1 coin, it's simply +4. That's not a major buff for clashing, not a major buff for damage either. But for Ishmael, her skill 3 is a 4 coin skill. If you add +4 to each of those coins, that will be +16 more clashing, which will result in much bigger damage. And that is why Peko düşmel is used at number 1. Anyway, I think I talked enough, so let's just get to the footage. Yeah. I will show the MD gifts on screen, and those, okay, no, this is the most important one that we needed, so let's go. I will show the Gregor gifts now first of all, obviously. We have to do that. And we went for Lei Hang because he has 40 Capo gift, which will give +2 coin power to Ishmael in this case. First of all, as you can see, we have fusion gifts of 3 statuses activated. And let's slowly show what I have. Additionally, I got this gift which the guide doesn't actually mention. I might start mentioning it from now on. It's not too difficult to do it because, well, with Yisang you can have ego. With Ishmael you would have skill 3 usually, not in this case. For Heathcliff we can have the counter, for Dawn you can have the evade, and with that, well, it can be useful. We'll see if it will be in this run. Other than that, let's see. Well, just the gifts that the guide shows. I got Peace of Relationship, that was lucky. I also already have Luna Memory and the fusions. I got Jolly Plushie and Shadow Monster. I didn't get a gift, I guess. But yeah. We can win rate, we can not win rate, doesn't matter much. As I've said before, I just don't like pressing that win rate button. So we'll do that. I would prefer to have more skill trees for Ishmael. Did I get unlucky with the skill changes? No, just with the skill back mostly. Okay.
회상 확인, 절침탄, 트렌치샷, 확산탄, 임상시험 성공.
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라.
Hang is a very easy boss. You automatically get bonus stance. It is a decent floor 15 option if you want an easy option. Though the easiest is just Brittle of Infinity, to be honest. So if you can, just go for that pack. Oh, I also forgot to mention, other than the MDE gifts that I showed, that we'll be going for, we'll also go for line 5 as usual. I never really mentioned it in the... Maybe I should start mentioning it in the guide. But line 5 is just really good. And you should always go for... Also, did we just one turn him? Or was that 2 turns and I just missed that turn? Anyway, we get this for +2 coin power for Ishmael. The ammo, the tremor stuff doesn't matter really. It doesn't apply. So it's only for this coin power. Line 5 with Shutterbound cannon practically guaranteed. So I can go for that. No secret boss again, but that's completely fine. Let's see what section we get. Section 2. My seer. And for the latest gifts, I got Rusty Coin, which I didn't get through the entirety of the run. I got all 3 of the gifts from the back, so I guess I didn't need to guarantee it through the guarantee Shadowbound Cannon through the floor clear rewards, but I always like to do that. When you can guarantee it, why leave it to chance, yeah? In her skill back, there's 4 skill trees and 2 skill 2s, and I get 2 skill 2s. Thank you, Ishmael. Wait, we need 4 rats. Do I do this? Or instead of that, evade is probably better. But wait, no, I don't need to do it because Ishmael doesn't have a rat skill anyway. Ishmael doesn't have a skill 3 anyway. It only applies to Ishmael. I couldn't do the rat resonance because of Ishmael, and I didn't have to do the rat resonance also because of Ishmael, I guess. But it's fine. We are not losing the clashes. The team doesn't really have any clashing issues, I would say. Well, Yisang does have it. 50 isn't high, And hit clip L50. It's only for the first turn for this, really. It's still a nice 4-coin skill. And he'll get the coin power that the Pekot gift gives. And also Ishmael just clashes 50 with the skill too, that's normal. Ryushu would do something similar. Of course, Rusty Coin doesn't activate if she kills the main targets. Oh, that was fast. Now, Ryushu going first is always better. Just kills a bunch of enemies, you know. Now we actually have her skill 3. So it will get the... As you can see, without the Rat Resonance, it's 79. With Rat Resonance, it increases to 87, for example. If the enemies had Bleed, it would have more, because that 87 is without the Bleed conditional. But it's okay. She can still win clashes with Tails still. In floor 12 we are, yeah. And this with damage.
절침탄, 트랜지션, 확산탄, 임상시험 성공.
Well, Ryushu dealt with most of them. The same will happen in this turn. You can expect Ryushu to do most of the work, especially whenever she goes first. That deals much more damage than his skill 3, so that's why we are changing the skills to skill 2 for him, usually. Though I did make a mistake and have, like, yeah, I have 2 skill 3s. That was supposed to be skill 2 as well. But that's fine. The skill 3 at least clashes well, like, that's a skill 2. I guess I can do this. Previously, Fire Fist or Lamp, whichever one you are using. Always, wait, I don't want to do that, let's do this. Always felt really bad, really suboptimal. I mean, it makes sense, it's a mono status ID, like only burn ID in a team full of, you know, double status IDs and triple status IDs. But still it felt, you know, worse than Pekot Heathcliff and Isa. But now Don Gregor, he feels much better, I would say. Both in clashing and damage. That's nice clashing. That's why we have her at number 1. And her damage is, well, less than Ryushu's. But at single target she has better damage, I think, no? Compared to regular skill 3 of Ryushu. Well, there's also the Rusty Coin for Ryushu, so... Now we have... I guess we can go for this, yeah? I wanted to go for this for floor 14, but it doesn't really matter. This fight will take a bit long, but the gift is mildly useful when you're running a Bleed team. It gives attack power up and also some healing. In terms of ego gifts, I got Ancient Effigy, and these, I guess, from tier 4 fusing and thrill. I upgraded once. I only could upgrade once, so I probably have useless ego gift that I could sell, but I'm not going to bother too much. What am I doing? Let's do that. More on the gondola? Probably not. More here makes more sense. A lot of them will die because of flash anyway, so I probably don't need to think about it too much. She's only clashing 87 because the enemy doesn't have bleed. That's one bad thing, like there's no gift that gives enough bleed for Ishmael to actually fulfill her conditionals at first turn.
트랜지션 억선탄
Well, she can if another idea goes before her, but there is the bleed needle from War 2 from House Shikatan, which we have, but you still need to actually hit first. This spec takes a little bit long, and this first part, well, I already explained this in the previous video, I think, but if you haven't watched it, I can go
내가
again.
시범을
I guess
보이지
it's fine.
또한번 막아내버리.
The spec is a little bit long, but this first starting part is like the difficult part actually, even though it isn't. But you just have to survive and not get staggered. And then you reach Papadon, it's very easy. You will see why.
이 작살에 필살의 집념이 담겨있지. 보았나? 적은 이렇게 진리가졌다.
이 순간이
우리의
다
확고한 승리가 눈앞에 있다.
낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어냈군. 낮도 밤도 지나
Rusty Queen is quite nice with her, yeah.
대상 확인 철침탄 트랜지션 억선탄 임상시험 성공.
숨 막히도록 견뎌왔고 절박하게 갈망했으니 헤아릴 수 없이 저주했으니.
I guess we can see the big skill next turn, but well, not this turn for sure. Sometimes you can take damage in these phases because of well, you take damage every turn because of adversities. I think you don't at this floor. Maybe it starts at the next floor because I don't see like much damage happening to our IDs. But if you do, or if you lose a clash and get staggered, this can, you know, kill your sinners. I won't be using this. I think I will just save that for Pavadon. That I think makes sense. Is this the last phase? I think so.
낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어냈군. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어냈군.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지. 보았나? 적은 이렇게 진리가졌다. 우리의 확고한 승리가 눈앞에 있다.
나는 돈 키호테,
Now the reason he isn't so easy
돈 키호테다.
is because you never have to actually clash any of his skills other than the defensive skills. And the reason for that is because of HP gates. And he has a lot of HP gates. So no matter what you do, you will always just, well, if you ignore these skills and just deal enough damage, you will always hit the HP gate and not actually see any attacks. That's basically the strategy. Of course, we still have clashes here because of the defensive skills being clashable defensive
이
skills.
순간이 다 되어내리라.
But that, they don't usually clash much. Was that 3 tails there?
사냥 끝. 불사이군. 그럼 안녕. 몰아치는 것을.
I guess that's decent damage. And it hit the HP gate, so it ended the turn. And that will continue to happen.
여명의 빛과
이
같이
순간이 닿도록 되어내리라. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 배어낼 뿐.
That was from just one skill. And here, well, because you have faster IDs, you'll also hit the HP gate, and this skill doesn't deal damage anyway. Yeah, it says does not deal any damage against enemies.
여명의
So-
빛과 같이
이 순간이 닿도록
Being hit by that is not an issue. But you can still probably hit the HP gate.
숨이
Let's see if we can.
닿도록 배어낼 뿐. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 배어낼 뿐.
We did. Okay, it's 127. That's cool. With 0 secret bosses at floor 13, I think that's acceptable.
총원 불격.
이 순간이
That
닿도록
assumes that we're all heads, which we might not with 35 SP. We did 134.
사냥 끝. 불사이군. 그럼
And we seem to be dealing a bit more damage.
몰아치는 것을.
And that actually killed him. So in longer fights, it's probably better to slot Ryoshi at number 1. Maybe I should have done that in this floor. Not yet. The reason we went for this is, well, this blood feast stuff doesn't matter. But there's the heal. It says 30%, but maximum 20, so you heal 20 HP, which is nothing, I guess. But you also get attack power up, this is much more useful than the 20 heal. This can still be useful if you are dying because of the chip damage. But if you're dying through that, it's just use a healing ego or something. Anyway. Now we have Bearers of the Fate, Bearers of the Weight. Was that the name of the pack? It has a burn gift, yeah, this. We got a secret boss, floor 14. And envy means Valencina, right?
가자 죽이라.
That should be useful. Let's see.
이유 따위 묻지 마.
I want to do it without Moristas or Ira, if possible. If possible.
내키는 대로 배어낼 뿐.
Wait. Let's see who they are targeting. So, nobody's targeting Ishmael, that's good. Dawn is being targeted. Yisang and Heathcliff can just die, right? Maybe Gregor too, maybe not. But Ryu definitely shouldn't die. How many sacrifices do we want? That's a good question, yeah. Heathcliff can definitely die. That's what I think. Heathcliff and Yisan can definitely die. That should be fine actually. Gregor, well, if you don't want to die, win that clash. I don't want Ishmael to clash this. It can win, but then she will die to the unbreakable coins. So maybe we do this. And she will go through the U8, easily win this clash, and deal good damage, I think. The rest should go for Lucio, I think. Well, let's see how this works.
이 순간이 다 돼.
This hits both of them. It hits some sinking.
낮도 밤도 지나.
She goes to the
숨이
8
닿도록 배워낼 것.
and
낮도
reuse.
밤도 지나.
Goes to the 8 again.
숨이 닿도록 배워낼 것.
This said hopeless. Now it's not hopeless.
트랜지션 확산탄 임상시험 성공.
Okay. We did expect him to die. He didn't. He did.
모두와
Ishmael should be able to go through it.
필살의 집념이
Nice.
담겨
Not much damage, but still nice. And Heathcliff dies.
사냥 끝.
No, he expected us to go to those.
내 항해가 여기서 끝나는 건가?
마무리.
Okay. We lost the useless IDs. We also lost Gregor, but we lost the useless IDs, and now Ishmael and Ryo both get additional skills. That's pretty good. Now, none of her coins are unbreakable anymore. It doesn't become unbreakable, right? Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. She has a lot of SP, but Ishmael should... As you can see, she clashed a lot. This is without the rat resonance effect. I think I will clash only with Ryoshu and Ishmael, because only they can go to the evade. While here... We have an attack that goes through... This goes for Ryoshu, this goes for Ishmael. There's this attack that goes on Dom, which I can, I guess, do this. I always forget about evades. Wait, not that one. This, 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 I guess that. Wait, there's still one more. Oh no. No, yeah, there's still one more. Wait. 4, 7, and 6. So wait, why did that? Oh yeah, if she evades something else, then she will evade this automatically anyway. No? So let's do it like that. Now we do this. That. It should be good.
총원 불격.
That skill went first, that's fine.
이게 본
숨이 닿도록 배워낼
That also goes through her evade.
낮도 밤도 지나.
This also goes through her evade.
숨이 닿도록 배워낼
The evade gets less and less strong the more you go through it.
배워내리라. 낮도 밤도 지나. 숨이 닿도록
So this is really good for us. Lucio now has low sanity.
대상 확인. 철침탄. 트랜지션. 확산탄. 임상시험 성공.
And Lucio is gone.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이.
Nice. And she has advantage. Well,
방해되니까
okay.
빠져 있어.
I guess because Lucio retreated.
넌 티켓이 까먹은 걸 전부 가르쳐주기 전.
Now she has 3 unbreakable coin skills. However, she's at 1 speed and 17,000 HP. I think I can just safely kill her this turn without clashing those skills. Let's see if we do. I'll just clash these. Okay, these attack down, so... And Rushu has her... what's it called? She can just not die once, I think, in an encounter, so...
그려낸데
And if she doesn't die, we actually
대상 확인.
can survive the next turn. Okay, even Marcel is going through the evade.
임상시험 성공.
I thought he might be dying here, but...
대상
yeah.
철침탄. 트랜지션. 확산탄. 임상시험 성공.
After the first turn, everything else was easy, to be honest.
마무리.
But no need for more stats.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
Now we got the gift. Applies to number 1 identity, applies to Ishmael, I guess, in a clash. Against this gains clash power or coin power the more you clash, basically. And well, that is... okay, it gives Tremor and Burn Infliction too, and Tremor Scorch Infliction. I guess we can benefit from that a little bit. On crit trigger Tremor Burst too. I see. I didn't cut this part of the footage because I need to remind you that you have to revive the sinners that just died, because they don't revive because of the gift. They had 3 sinners die. Now they are all at 0 SP, so you can also choose to do this. They are at 15. Well, I have the cost, but I think this should be fine.
작살. 놓치지 말게.
This spec might take a little bit long because of the clay dolls and the mechanics. Okay, this is... okay, that can clash. That can clash there, maybe? We revived the IDs, as I've said, so we didn't lose the
이 순간이
Eagle gift
다
activations.
되어내리라.
We also don't generally want to sacrifice sinners in floors,
낮도
in
밤도
floor
지나
fights, like floor boss fights, let me call it like that.
낮도 밤도 지나
Because if you get a secret boss afterwards,
타도록 배워내.
then you will lose you won't have the gift activations. It will
대상 확인.
suck, I
철침탄.
guess.
트랜지션.
Not against Valencina, we could just sacrifice whoever we wanted, because we could just revive in the shop. But between floor boss and secret boss, you don't get shops,
이 작살엔
so
필살의 집념이
that's the important
담겨
difference.
있지.
새벽녘.
So ideally in this pack we wouldn't want to sacrifice anyone. Of course you could just do it anyway, if you really have to do it anyway. If you get secret boss you skip it. Or pray to Ryoshu. Pray, not to Ryoshu, but pray for Ryoshu. Pray to Ryoshu is okay. You can also do that if you want to. I won't judge. Anyway.
그려낸 대로
think we need to kill the Cladles. Still. I don't think we have 7 people that can clash. Is that really hopeless? I feel like it isn't.
그려낸 대로
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
What are you doing, Gregor?
이런 건
What did you do, Gregor?
기합으로 버텨야지.
마무리.
I thought there was a clash there, I guess not.
숨 막히도록
I guess we
견뎌.
broke both of the parts.
절박하게 갈망했으니 헤아릴 수 없이 저주했으니.
Now I think we can just, yeah, we can just go for it, because it's destructible but not severable. Severable means that once you kill the part, also I'll go for this for the artisans. Once you kill the part, the attacks just stop, you cannot attack it more. But when it only says destructible, then
그려낸
that doesn't happen. You can just continue attacking the destroyed part.
사냥 끝. 불사이군. 그럼 안녕. 몰아치는 것을 처절한 원망.
대상 확인. 절침탄.
That was nice damage, yeah.
트랜지션. 박산.
If I needed to complete the achievement, I could have completed the achievement with that. No, of course I did that long ago.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
The rest of the fights here are just very easy now. This one says severable, so the attacks here will stop. So my best attack should go to this body part and not that body part. Who is my third best attacker actually? Do I consider that Merceau? I guess. I would still prefer to clash these. And then I guess do that.
그려낸 대로 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
대상 확인. 절침탄. 트랜지션. 박산탄. 임상시험 성공.
이 결투. 이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
내가 시범을
이
보이지.
순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
본인의 승리일세.
Oh, I forgot that we fight Donkey here. Let's do some rent space against chickens. guess we can hit the bucket with these two.
조여목구를
이
달궈볼까?
순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 사냥 끝. 불스 아이군. 그럼 안녕. 몰아치는 것을. 저자란 원망.
I think that was successful chicken killing, yeah?
마무리. 이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
Those attacks went to waste because the chickens died, I think. Well, Echo Shear does deal good damage. I guess you don't need me to tell you that.
여명의 빛과
이
같이
순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
Oh, that part was
기름도
so...
나오지 않는 놈이구려.
That's okay. The fight is over. We did all of that for this gift. Previously it didn't have this part, I think it only had these two, which... Yeah, I wouldn't have gone for this gift if it had only had these. But this is pretty useful with 8 offense level. And that should be 60 adversity. Now, I don't want to refresh too much, maybe we just go here immediately. Why not? This time I will change the loadout. I will have Ryoshin #1 and the rest can be the same.
가자, 죽이라.
Well, I did change the loadout. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see her skill, like skill... Is it skill 3-2 or skill 3-3? Let me check
이
actually,
시계
I want to know.
소리뿐 끊어지겠지.
Yeah, skill 3-2. Skill 3-3 is the... Okay, that's the... Yep. The reason this pack is also listed as one of the easy packs for floor 15 in the guide is... Wait, that's such a high speed. Is because of all of the fishes having multiple body parts, meaning you can easily kill them if you have enough AoE damage. I feel like some people will die here. Because of the bad speed, we cannot actually clash a lot. Much, actually. Like, much at all, actually. Like, this clash is the best. I guess we are sacrificing Heathcliff and Yisan again. That's fine for me. That's fine for me. It's the final floor, so we can sacrifice whatever.
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
If you want to, you can also restart for lower speed values. I won't be doing that here. Sacrifice is the easier path. No, I think the song just said sacrifice is the easy path, you know? I guess the fishes will survive enough to be able to use the skill 3-2 maybe of Ryoshu. Now this one will certainly die this turn. Also we got more slots for Ryoshu. So I guess the sacrifices were useful. The reason we went for that body part is because that body part is not severable. Severable meaning you cannot hit it more. I think I said this like 3 or 4 times already in this video. I just want to remind that it's a useful thing to know. Now with triple slotted Ryoshu, it's much easier. This is also, like, I want to say this, but Bleed+Poise is just a better team than this in my opinion, because you can just have triple slotted Ryoshu kill everyone. Mostly because of that. And also she gets the Bleed+Poise, no, not Bleed+Poise, she already gets Bleed+Poise here. She loses burn, obviously, in the Bleed+Poise variation, but she gains blade lineage gifts, like those get activated and they give team-wide slash damage buffs, which is like plus 135% slash damage, something like that. Like plus 100 from all the rope plus the hat, and then plus 35 from the cultivation gift, I think. And there are more buffs obviously outside that, but she just has better damage and, you know, she's just better in that team. This is more of a, okay, I want to see triple status team, I guess. Also, we already had the third fish. She didn't even use her skill 3-3, the one that she used for using skill 3-2, so I guess floating Ryoshu at number 1 didn't change much. I could have refreshed for Bridle of Infinity, but I don't like going to the same packs all over and over again. I also wanted to show this pack. As you can see, we have one good AoE skill. Well, okay, if you have Ryoshu. If you have Ryoshu, this is easy. If Rupture Bleed Charge is also wouldn't struggle at all, like it would be a cakewalk for them. Because I think almost all of the team have AoE skills. There's Ring Konglu, Ring Faust, ADD Gregor. In not Rupture Bleed Charge, but in Bleed Charge there's also Hornet Merceau, which is also AoE. Who else was there? I actually don't remember. Thank you, Ishmael. Now let's see the damage graphs and stuff. Mostly Ryoshu. As you can see, this is still a big improvement for Gregor compared to Fire Fist and Lamp, because they would just be at the bottom, or well, lower damage than that. Dawn, Gregor just, you know, clashes better, deals more damage than those. So, you know, again though, this team focuses on Ryoshu, but Bleed+Poise can just focus on Ryoshu even more. So running Bleed+Burn+Poise is a little bit more gimmicky compared to that, and you need to get more gifts obviously, you need the, like, the pack code setup, like, this is more limiting and actually, you know, less rewarding in my opinion compared to Bleed+Poise. So I would suggest you to just run that. Obviously, the reason I ran this is because, well, Don Gregor just released and he's good for this team. So that is why. But yeah. I think I have an updated Bleed+Poise footage as well. It's just not commentated. Let's see the other stuff here and then, you know. I think my starlight will be negative. As you can see, I didn't get many loadout bonus. I think I was at like 70 something, and 60 is the minimum for S bonus. So yeah, it's minus 51 starlight, and loadout also has a multiplier bonus. As you can see here, it has 1.2 times multiplier score to this 270 starlight, which is from, you know, floors, I guess. So yeah, 60 adversity. Did I get any bad trials? No, I didn't. I didn't get, well, there are some base power trials and such. A few, a lot actually, base power and final power trials. But, well, you saw the team, it didn't struggle much. For the floors you can, you know, check the guide. And these are the floors that we picked for MDE floors. Now, that's it from me. I'll see you the next time.